Hey, what's going on guys, Maldiva here, and today I'm going to be bringing you an updated macro guide. So it's been a little while since I've shown off my macros, and a lot of them have changed over the course of the expansion. So right now I got a group of macros. These are going to be some of the macros that I've decided are kind of my top and most important macros that I have. So starting off, our first one's going to be Axe Toss and Subduction all-in-one macro. So this is going to cast the Axe Toss if you're demo, and it also will use Seduce if you're playing with the Succubus. So it's just a nice and handy 2-in-1 macro. And next is just going to be the same thing basically, but it's just going to be casted onto your focus target. So my Banished Macro is pretty unique. What it does is it's going to prioritize your mouse over. So if right here, it will banish my mouse over. If I don't have a mouse over, it will banish my target. And it also has /target Fellord. So when an enemy Warlock casts Fellord, it's going to target it and automatically banish it. So that's very, very handy if your team gets Fellorded on and you don't have time to really sit there trying to click on it with all the pets. So this will just target it immediately and then cast the banish on it. This macro, it's kind of sad, honestly, that it's needed, but that's Blizzard's fault because they put portal all in one button. So if you want to replace your port, you need to have this cancel aura macro, or you could right click the buff, but I don't recommend doing that because I've clicked off some really important buffs on accident. So now I just have this cancel aura macro. Just be very careful with it because even I make this mistake. I'll accidentally hit it in the middle of a game while I'm in the middle of the map and I just cancel my port outright. So it's just really, really annoying. I wish Blizzard never made it into one button, but in BFA that's going to change and they're going to put it back to 2 buttons. This macro is very unique, probably one of my favorites. What it does is it will put whatever curse that you have active onto this button. So right now it shows a question mark because I don't have PvP talents, but if I'm in arena and let's say I'm spec tongues, the icon will show up as tongues, and if I switch to like fragility, it'll automatically switch to fragility. I don't have to drag it on my bar or whatnot, none of that craziness. So it just saves time with dragging the ability on your bar if you're changing it in arena. And the next one is just the same thing basically, but just casted onto your focus target. Now my Devour macro, this is going to cast the Purge or the Devour from the Fell Hunter, which dispels a magic effect. And I also have Singe Magic in this macro as well. So if I pull out an Imp, I have my healer's names in it, and it will dispel the magic on my healer and get them out of crowd control. The Focus Sphere, pretty standard. Just fears your focus target. Very, very old classic macro right there. I have an @cursor Fellord, so instead of pressing the button and then having to click on the ground, you'll just have to press this button once and it will drop the Fellord wherever your cursor is at. So it just saves time, gets the Fellord out faster. Next up is the Fellstorm macro. This just casts the Bladestorm if you're playing Demonology for the Felguard, and Wrathstorm if you're playing with the Wrathguard, but I don't really play that glyph, so I just have them both in there just in case. But yeah, just the normal Fellstorm macro. Next up, we got Grimmer Fell Hunter. This is the service interrupt for focus target. So I have the target one. You just drag the regular one on your bar for target. This one's going to spell lock your focus target with the second spell lock. And then next up is the Grimmer Succubus. So this will seduce your focus target with the service ability. It will put the service on cooldown so you can't spell lock. You have to choose between which one you want to do in the game. And this one is another cursor macro. This is for the Infernal. So if I just, let's say I want to drop Infernal right here, I just have to press the button once. I don't have to click on the ground and it drops it nice and easy. And here is my pet attack macro. What this does is it will prioritize your mouse over. So if I'm mousing over that, my pet will attack it. I'll pull it back, also target it, and he will attack my target if I don't have a mouse over. And it also sets my pet to assist. If you see, it'll change to assist here. So he won't just automatically pull back. He'll keep fighting unless I pull him back, which this is the next macro right there. So it's going to put my pet on passive and pull it back. Just like this. I have to cancel out of that. Save that. And it pulls it back and also puts it back to passive. So both my pet attack and pull back switches it from passive to assist, just like that. And we got a Rain of Fire cursor. This is when I'm playing Cremation as Destro. It just makes it super easy because you have to pretty much spam Rain of Fire so much. It was getting annoying having to click on the ground. So I just mouse over, press Rain of Fire. Don't have to deal with any of the clicking on the ground. Super, super easy and convenient. And the last two are going to be the Spelllock macros. This works for Demonology and Affliction Destro. Has the Demo Spelllock and also the Fell Hunter. And Shadowlock, I think, is the Doomguard if you spec into Supremacy, but you don't really play that anymore. So that'll just Spelllock the target. And then the next one is the same thing, just casted right at your focus target. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this video has helped. If you have any other suggestions for videos, just leave a comment down below. And thank you so much, guys. I'll see you all in the next video.